couple of weeks ago, I had a question under one of my YouTube videos, and this question was about the difference between un and deux. So let's talk about that. Un is easy, it's an article, a small word you place in front of a noun to say if you are talking about a specific object or not. Un means you aren't talking about a specific object. It's an indefinite article. You are talking about an object and not the object. Un chien, a dog. Un becomes une if the noun is feminine. Une souris, a mouse. And it becomes des if the noun is plural. Des chiens, dogs. You can use it, for example, when you don't know or when you don't want to say which dog you saw. J'ai vu un chien, I saw a dog. When you want to say there is a dog in your garden, il y a un chien dans le jardin. Or if someone has a dog, il a un chien. He has a dog. Deux, on the other hand, is a little bit more complex. Deux is actually two words. First, it's a preposition used to introduce new information in a sentence, like ownership, description, or to introduce a period of time. C'est la voiture de Jeanne. Tu veux un verre de vin? J'ai cours de 8h à 9h. Many verbs call for the preposition de after them, and you'll find plenty in my verbs and preposition workshop, which you can use to learn more than 100 verbs and their prepositions. But de is also an article. Think of de and deux as two different words that are spelled the same way. The article de is a partitive article. A partitive article is a small word that tells us that the noun after it either can't be counted, meaning we don't know how many there is, or it's a piece of what the word represents, meaning it's a bit of something bigger. For example, you will use de when you take some pie. It's not one pie, two pies, it's some pie. Je prends de la tarte. What's peculiar with partitive articles is that you generally need a second article after it. Je prends de la tarte. I take some of the pie. But depending on the number and the gender of that article, you need to combine de with this article to form a new word. De plus le equals du. De plus les equals des. Tu veux du café? J'ai mangé des crêpes. There is, however, one exception to adding a second article after de, and that was the basis of the question I received. When your sentence is negative, for example, in the sentence, il n'y a pas de place, there isn't space, place is a feminine noun, and so we would assume that we'd need the article la after it. But because the sentence is negative, because in fact there isn't space, there is no need to add this article. So when you make a negative sentence, the article drops, and je mange de la viande becomes je ne mange pas de viande. Il boit du café, du is de plus le, it becomes il ne boit pas de café. Which is why il n'y a pas un médecin dans l'hôpital is not technically correct, and that you would need to say il n'y a pas de médecin dans l'hôpital. Note that all of this is extremely theoretical, that when you speak, you shouldn't have to think so damn hard about whether you need an article or not. It should come naturally to you because you have listened and you read so much French that you have learned the patterns, that your brain knows the patterns. So if you find yourself a bit lost right now, it means that what you're doing to learn French probably isn't working so well, so take a moment to watch this video about how Bradley Cooper speaks French so well and steal some of his ways to be more confident when you speak French and to learn a more natural French.